Is it possible to cause a change?
Oh yes. You saw that today in our conference. We can make a change in any gathering, even a family gathering around the table. If there's a family quarrel, we can make a change in that by simply enabling people to listen to each other, listen without interrupting.
What happens when you listen?
Well, if you and I are having an argument, and so we stop our argument and I say, please, will you tell me, David, what do you feel? Not what I've done wrong, but tell me how you feel. And you tell me how you feel, and then you ask me to repeat back to you what I heard. So I must tell you what I understood of your feelings until you're satisfied that I got it. And then we change. And you say to me, Scilla, what are you feeling at the moment? And I must tell you what I feel, and then you will repeat back what you understood until I'm satisfied that you got it. Then a huge shift comes, because I've had to say your words, and so I had to get inside your skin, and you had to get inside my skin, and then the problem's over.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know what it feels like. Instead of what's right, or who's right or who's wrong, that's all head stuff. When I know what you feel and you know what I feel, then my heart can open to you and you to me. I prefer to look at it as what would make peace more possible would be, quite honestly, if we elected more right-brain people into government. I don't mean necessarily women, but it would help. But those countries that have more than 30% women in their parliament and in the government, they don't go to war. And if we can avoid getting involved in war, and I say that from coming from a country that's been involved in a terrible war in Iraq and Afghanistan, we women didn't manage to prevent that. And when I say women, I mean also men who think in a right-brain way. So the quickest way for us to achieve peace would be to have more of the way of thinking and doing things, which is, you could call of the feminine. Doesn't matter whether women would do it or men do it, but that's not such just rational thought and argument, but more communicative, more connecting, more using of feelings, admitting of feelings, more intuition, relying always on the right brain as well as the left brain, which we need to provide direction and achievement, but we should not neglect this side.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have what we would call in English a standing start. I think you're starting ahead of where my generation started by a long way, because you have so much more knowledge available to you, so much more wherewithal to help yourselves, and you only have to look for it and you can find it. And especially if you grow up in the North or Europe, we are so privileged. So the only thing we need is gratitude and appreciation of how lucky we are, and using all the tools that are available on the internet with friends, the ability to travel, the ability to... Yes, okay, the challenges are huge. The challenge is that my generation and previous generations have handed on to you with the dangers that the world faces are enormous. But you have so much available to you. And it's beautiful what you're doing with it. Beautiful. So do it. Do it now. There's nothing to lose. Nothing but your pride. And who cares?